the client defined status mask. So there it was retrieving the count of DTCs. Now here retrieving the list of DTCs. Okay, that matches a client defined status mask. So the name of this subfunction is report DTC by status mask. Okay, am I clear? Report DTC by status mask. Name of subfunction. Okay, guys. Okay, now. So in 01 subfunction, we have seen when the client will request with 01 subfunction, server will check for number of DTCs. How many number of DTCs with the client defined status mask is stored in the memory, and it will give the count. Now, using 02 subfunction, the client will request with the status mask, client defined status mask. Server will do the same thing. It will check, it will do and with the status byte of DTC stored in the memory. Okay. And when the status, this client defined status mask matches with the status byte, okay, then server will send the DTC number. Understood? So server is going to send the DTC number, which DTC are stored in the memory. Okay. So the client can retrieve a list of DTCs which satisfy a client-defined status mask by sending a request with the subfunction byte set to report DTC by status mask. Okay. This subfunction allows the client to request the server to report all DTCs that are test failed or confirmed or etc. Understood? So just we'll go to Paint. Is my Paint screen visible?
Yes, sir.
So we have few DTCs stored. Okay, this DTC with the status mask, let's say 0x24. Okay, one DTC is 040506. Okay, his status is 0xFF. Okay, another DTC is 070809, whose status is, let's say, 0x0F. Okay, these are the three DTCs which are stored in server's memory. Okay. So when the client will request with 1902 subfunction and client defined status mask, let's say 08. Okay. So 08 is the defined status mask. So what will be done when this request is sent to the server? Server will check the status byte and it will perform and with the status mask. Understood? Client defined status mask. If the outcome is non-zero, okay, not equal to 0, then this will be taken. If it is equal to 0, then this will be discard. Same will be done for all the list of DTCs which are stored in the memory. Understanding, guys? Okay. So let's say 08, if you'll see these two DTCs only will be non-zero value. This will be 0. So then what will happen? Client will send 02 some other availability mask, let's say BB. Okay. it will give list of DTCs. It will send 04, 05, 06, and its status FF. Then again, we'll send 07, 08, instead of 09, I put 08. 09, its status 0F. Understood? So there it was sending count is 2. But now for 02 subfunction, it will send list. This DTC is stored, this DTC is stored, whose status mask is this. Understood, guys? Guys, have you understood this? Hello? Am I audible? Have you understood? What about others? Others, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now? So there we were getting the count. Here we'll get the list of DTCs, which all DTCs are stored along with the status byte information. DTC number 3 byte status. Then again second DTC number 3 byte, then status. Okay, understood. So here, see, this is the request message. Okay, it will be of 3 byte. Byte 1 will be read DTC information request service ID, that is 19. Okay, the second byte will be subfunction 02. Okay, so 02 is report DTC by status mask. Now the third byte is DTC status mask. So what status client defined status mask is requested? The third byte is that. If same like, let's say, if clients wants to read which all DTCs are stored, it will send FF, right? Do you understand, guys? Yesterday we discussed, right? So then we'll get all DTCs whose status byte is non-zero. Okay. So now this will also cover. All these three DTCs will be sent. First DTC 01, 02, 03, status of the DTC. Second DTC 3 byte, status of the DTC. Third DTC 3 byte, status of the DTC. Clear, guys? So if client wants to read all the list of DTCs which are stored in the memory, okay, which are triggered, okay, these are the DTC which are triggered. That's why its status byte is non-zero value. If the DTC which is not triggered, that status byte will be 00. Understood? If the fault is not there, then DTC will not trigger for that fault. So then in that case, the status byte information will be 00. If a fault condition is injected and the fault got raised, then only the status byte will get the status byte information as well as DTC information will be stored in the memory. Okay, now? So using 19 service, we only read the DTCs which are stored in the memory. Okay, which are triggered. Understood, guys? Understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the request will be of 3 byte. Okay. 1902 and DTC status mask. Let's say FF. Okay. Client wants to read the complete list of DTCs which are stored in the server's name. So the client will send 3 byte of request. Then after sending request, server will send positive response. Okay, guys. So now the positive response will be of n byte. Okay, why n byte? Because there can be possibility 5 or 7 or 3 DTCs can be stored. That depends. Okay, so the positive response will contain 0x58, 59. Okay, subfunction second byte report type, which is 02. Third byte will be DTC status availability mask. Okay, so here I missed that, right? Actually, I wrote, then I erased it. Okay, so this third byte will be DTC status availability mask. What is the status availability implemented for this current project? Okay, then after that, from 4 till n, guys, from 4 till n, this is DTC and status record. So DTC high byte 1, DTC middle byte 1, DTC low byte 1, and status of DTC 1. Again, DTC high byte 2, DTC middle byte 2, DTC low byte 2, status of DTC 2. Likewise, it will go till M. Understood now, guys? Same what we did here. See, these three bytes are DTC 1, high byte, middle byte, low byte. And this is the status of DTC 1. Okay. Then this is DTC 2. Okay. This is DTC 2, high byte, middle byte, low byte. Status of DTC 2. This is DTC 3. Okay. High byte, middle byte, low byte. Status of DTC 3. Likewise, it will go. Okay. Likewise, it will go. Depends on how many DTCs are stored in the memory. Guys, have you understood this? No? Guys, is it understandable? Why silence?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is it understandable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, na? So likewise, you'll get the list of DTCs which are stored in the server memory. Okay. The positive response format, you'll get first byte will be the service positive response service ID. Second byte is response type, that is subfunction 02. DTC status availability mask, which is BB. Okay. Then followed by DTC record, 3 byte of DTC number, status of DTC 1, 3 byte of DTC 2 number, status of DTC2. 3 byte of DTC3 number, status of DTC3. Likewise, 3 byte of DTC4 number, status of DTC. Like that, it will go on. Okay. Let's say here, if it is 0A, okay, 0B, 0C. And its status is again 0x24. Okay. So here it will come 0A, 0B, 0C, and status is 24. So this is fourth DTC store. Understood. Likewise, it will go 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. In passenger vehicle, maximum 8 DTC will be stored at a time. Okay. Actually, that depends on project. That depends on project to project. So we cannot say generally the 8 DTC only will be stored. But I worked in power steering project. So there was maximum 8 DTC stored. Okay. And I worked in braking control module. So there also few projects I have seen 8 DTC at a time stored, but few projects it was more, like 12 DTC or 10 DTC. So that depends on the project. If OEMs agree with this much memory you can use and this can store 10 or 12 different DTCs at a time, it's fine. Understood, guys? Guys, have you understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about others? Others understood? Guys, have you understood?
Understood, sir.
Okay, fine. Now we'll go to next sub function, which is 03. Okay, so using this sub function, we can retrieve DTC snapshot record identification. Okay, so what do you mean by DTC snapshot record identification? First, we'll see here in pins. Okay, so now is my paint screen visible, right? Guys, is it visible? So now, yeah, now let's see this DTC. So as I told earlier, when a fault condition is detected, okay, and when the fault is matured, then DTC information like DTC number, status of the DTC, apart from that, snapshot record information, and extended data record information will be stored. Okay, these all information will be stored in the memory. So what do you mean by snapshot record information? When this fault condition was detected, at that time, what was the, like, some critical parameters are there? Let's say those critical parameter will consider as voltage, current, temperature of ECU, what was the vehicle speed, what was the wheel speed, what was the yaw rate. Okay. So what are these snapshot record? When this fault was logged, what was the value of What was the value of, let's say, voltage at that time? Current at that time. Temperature at that time. What was column velocity at that time? What was driver applied brake at that time? Or let's say vehicle speed at that time, yaw rate, okay, let's say wheel speed, okay. So these all information are required for this DTC when this is logged, okay. So snapshot record is nothing but when this DTC was stored. At that time, what are the value of this will be taken as a snapshot, freeze frame. Okay, let's say when this fault was logged at that time, voltage was 13.08. Okay, current was 0.58 amperes. Okay, temperature, issue temperature was 37 degrees C. Okay, column velocity was, let's say, 0.43 radian per second. Okay, driver applied brake was, let's say, 45%. Vehicle speed was at that time 23 kilometer per hour, and yaw rate was, let's say, 0.5 or 0.4 radian per second square. Okay, and let's say wheel speed same, 20 kilometer per hour. So when this fault was logged at that time, these parameters was having some value. This will be simply copied, okay, and is stored at a memory location as a snapshot record information. Understood? Guys, when this fault was matured at that time, what are the values of these parameters which are attached with snapshot record information will be taken a freeze frame, okay, kind of a snapshot record. Just they will simply copy these values and paste it somewhere in the memory, okay, as a snapshot record information. Guys, have you understood this? Guys, have you understood? Yes or no? Have you understood? Guys, what about others? Girls, have you understood what is this snapshot record information?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, either these information, maybe sometime more. Like here we have considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 18 types of information, right? Sometime it can be 12, 15, 20 different types of information. Okay. When this fault is logged at that time, apart from this, maybe other information also will be stored in the memory. Now, let's say if we have 20 different type of information, okay, just listen very carefully. Another fault 03, 04, 05 also logged, okay, and its status is 0xFL. But for this fault, we need only these three information relevant, okay. It is nothing to do with these information. This fault can be raised based on these conditions. So is it required to store these additional information for this fault also? Guys, give me the answer. For this DTC, fine. For this DTCs, all these information are relevant. Okay. For logging or analyzing why this fault was raised, we need all these information. So that is absolutely fine. For this DTC, when it is triggered, these all snapshot record information will be stored. Now, when this DTC is there, this DTC only required these information sufficient for analysis. It is nothing to do with column velocity, driver applied brake, wheel speed, vehicle speed, yaw rate. Okay. This for this DTC analyze, these information are not required. So is it required to store these additional information for each fault? Guys, is it required? Yes or no? Guys, is it required to store this additional information in the memory? Tell me, yes or no? I mean, it's fine. Required or not required? Guys, is it required or not required? Any idea? Guys, any idea? No? Any idea? Am I audible? Guys, so any idea? Is it required to store this information or not in the memory? The memory is very precious, no? We need to always optimize. How we can optimize the memory? Less uses of the memory will always try. Correct, no? So it is not required actually. This information is not required for this DTC. So we are not going to store this information. So now, how we can do that? So what we'll do is, this snapshot will give identifier. The identifier number. Let's say for this voltage to this, we'll keep as 0x01 identifier number, and remaining okay. So we have 01, 02, 03. Status is 0x24. Okay. We have another 04, 05, 06, whose status is 0xFF. Another DTC is 07, 08, 09. Okay. Whose status is 0x, 08. Okay. So now snapshot identifier number, identification number. So let's say we have one snapshot identification number which will store these information, and another snapshot identification number. Okay, let's say 0804. That will have all these list of information. So when this DTC is raised, only this snapshot identification will be stored in the memory. Okay. Under this snapshot, only these data will be stored. Now, when this DTC is raised, it required only to have this information, let's say. Then, for this DTC, only this information will be stored. Okay. Now, for this DTC, required all the information. Okay. So, for this, two snapshot record identification will be attached with this DTC. Okay. So, for this DTC, both the snapshot will be stored. Understood, guys? Now, for this DTC, we will attach only this snapshot identification. So, when this DTC is triggered, then because this snapshot identification is attached to this DTC, so only these information will be stored in the memory. Understood? Because this snapshot is not attached with this DTC. Now, if we'll talk about this DTCs, only this snapshot is attached. So it is not, when this DTC is triggered, it is not going to store this information. It is only going to store this information because this snapshot identification is not attached with this DTC. And now if we'll talk about third, in this scenario, we have attached both snapshot identification number. So when this DTC is triggered, it will store both the snapshot information. Snapshot 1, this, snapshot this. Understood, guys? Guys, have you understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, have you understood? What about others? Guys, what about others? Understood, na? So there will be separate snapshot identification
Yes,
number.
sir.
For in some project, maybe 3 snapshot identification number will be implemented. Snapshot 0x01 identifier, snapshot 0x04, maybe snapshot 0x08. And for 0a, different data, different parameters will be stored. Okay. In some project, maybe only one snapshot identification number. In that one, all 7, 8 parameters are there. Or maybe only one, maybe only these 5 parameters are there. These 3 not required for that project. Fine. Understood? So that depends on project. How many identifiers are implemented and how those amplifiers are mapped with the DTCs. That depends on the project. Guys, is it clear? Guys, is it clear, right? Yes or no? Okay. So using this subfunction 03, this is retrieving DTC snapshot record identification number. Okay. So for which DTC, what all snapshot identification is attached. Using this 03 subfunction, we can able to retrieve DTC snapshot record identification, not a snapshot record. It will retrieve snapshot record identification number. Like for, is my paint screen visible? So using 03 subfunction, you will see for this DTC only snapshot identification number. This implemented. For this DTC, we have snapshot identification number this and this both implemented. So using this subfunction, you will able to retrieve a snapshot record identification number. So a client can retrieve DTC snapshot record identification information for all captured DTC snapshot records. Okay, by sending a request for this service with the subfunction set to report DTC snapshot identification. The server shall return the list of DTC snapshot record identification information for all stored DTC snapshot record. Got it? So, how it is being done? So, client will request, okay, 19 service with subfunction 03. Okay. So client will send request. Request will be made 1903. Simple. Now, it will give, let's say, in the project, these three DTCs are implemented. I think here two DTCs are captured. This DTC and this DTCs, only two DTCs are captured. So in positive response, we will get, okay, 5903. One DTC is 040506. Okay. And a snapshot identification number implemented for this DTC is 04. Okay. Then second DTC 070809. Snapshot record identification number implemented for this DTC is 01. Again, for this 04 is also there. So again, 07080904. Guys, have you understood? It will give for this DTCs, which snapshot record is the implemented 04. It will give 04. Now, second DTCs in the project is 070809. For this, snapshot record 01 is there. So 01. Okay. And again, for this, snapshot 04 is also there. So for this DTCs, again 04. Understood, guys? Understood, na? What about others? So the request for this 03 subfunction is of 2 byte, 1903. Okay. The positive response will be 5903, then DTC record number. DTC high byte, middle byte, low byte. Okay. And a snapshot record number. Which is snapshot? So like 01. Okay. Now second DTCs. DTC high byte, middle byte, low byte. Another snapshot record number. Likewise, it will go till n byte. Understood? Let's say if 10 DTCs are implemented in the project, for all 10 DTCs, it will throw a snapshot identification number. Understood, guys?
Sir.
Everyone understood, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the example is same. Let's say we have two DTCs. Okay. One DTC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has one snapshot identification 01 and 02. And another DTC is 789ABC, whose snapshot is 01. Only one snapshot. So the request will be made by the client 1903. The positive response received from the server 5903, DTC number high byte 12, 34, 56. And snapshot record identification number 01. Then again for same DTC number, snapshot 02 is also there. So 12, 34, 56. Snapshot identification number 02. Then second DTC 789A PC. It has only one snapshot 01. That's it. So this will be the positive response client will receive from the server. Have you understood, guys? Guys,
Yes, sir.
clear now? This example, is it clear, right? Is it clear now? Guys, yes or no? Okay. Fine. Then today we have seen two subfunctions, right? 02 and 03. Next is snapshot record 04. We will see tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Thank you, guys. If you have any question, just